What we're seeing right now is completely unprecedented, where there are 20-year-olds getting paid as much as a doctor every single month and without having any previous experiences. So you're about to learn how you can make over $10,000 every single month by simply sending emails without any experience or spending thousands of dollars upfront. And just to prove this to be true, Forbes posted an article where it said this one thing right here is expected to grow to a $3.7 billion industry by 2027, where you can have thousands of dollars deposited directly into your bank account by simply sending emails. And you can do it in a completely automated way. And what's important about this is that you can do this without spending thousands of dollars upfront, or without learning 20 plus different skills, or without needing more than 2 to 4 hours each day. And that's because what we're not talking about is this isn't dropshipping, this isn't Amazon FBA, this isn't building a social media marketing agency, this isn't copywriting, affiliate marketing, wholesaling real estate, or any of that stuff. But what we are talking about is how I took this model and positioned myself in this new thriving billion-dollar industry, solving a gut-wrenching problem from it, and in doing so, taking a lion's share of the profit. I built my business from $0 to $10,000 in a single month in 60 days without any prior experience. And I'm not some genius, I'm not Elon Musk, I'm just a 23-year-old who stumbled across this opportunity and completely changed my life by building a lead generation agency. So in order for me to explain what this is and how this all works, I first need to tell you how I discovered it in the first place. Otherwise, for whatever reasons, the content of this video is just not going to make any sense. And this is not going to be some 2-hour long, crazy, hypey marketing story. I actually had to tell you it for you to understand it. And if you stick to the end, I'm going to reveal to you 3 things. Number 1, how to get started today and make your first $10,000 in the next 90 days. Number 2, the secret reason why 90% of people who start online businesses actually fail. And number 3, why this little known business model is the best business opportunity of 2024. But first, I see all the same ads in my timeline as you all do, so I'm gonna show you this is legit before we get started. So you know that as we move forward, you're learning from someone who has actually done this in the real world. So what you're seeing right now is my Stripe. This is my payment processor. I started my business in October 2022, and 60-ish days later, I was at $10,000 a month, right? And just to prove that these numbers are not manipulated, I'm gonna change the dates and stuff like that. And as we can see, if we break it down by a day-to-day basis, I made my first dollar online with this business model on December 1st, 2022, where I made $3,000. I made my second sale on December 15, 2022 for $2,500. And on December 22nd, 2022, I made $5,000 in a single day. So here is how I earned $10,502.70 in a single month within 60 days of starting my own lead generation agency, without years of experience, spending thousands of dollars, or learning 20 plus different skills, and how you can get started today and make $10,000 a month within the next 90 days. My name is Jimmy Fung, and I live in Toronto, Canada. And using what we're talking about today, I made $10,502 in a single month within 60 days of discovering this. I made over $150,000 in my first 7 months doing this, and in January 2024, I made over $57,000 in a single month. But before I discovered how to do this, back in 2022, I was in my 4th year of university studying business, and I worked at McDonald's flipping burgers for $14 an hour, and I had no experiences or had any skills. But worst of all, I was also $15,000 in credit card debt. It was around this time I realized that I was stuck, and I hated barely being able to afford going out to eat and have fun with my friends. And I realized that even once I graduated with my degree, it wasn't gonna get me anywhere. The type of jobs I get would top out at $80,000 max, and that's if I dedicated 20 years and grinded it out. So I wasn't about it. The problem was I knew there were better ways, but I didn't know what that was or how that looked like. So I tried some of the most popular online businesses. I did dropshipping, where I didn't make a single dollar and actually lost money buying and testing different products. And this is actually one of the products I tried selling. I also tried building my own SMMA, my own social media marketing agency, where I worked like a dog only to sign 2 clients for free, and I didn't make any money at all. And in both of these business models, I ran into the same two problems. The first was needing to learn and master too many skills at once. And the second was selling something that people just don't actually need. And these were the same exact reasons which kept me stuck not making any money when I was first trying to build an online business. And if you try building a business where you need a bunch of different skills to succeed, or you're selling something that people just don't want, you're pretty much toast. So during that summer, I got an internship at IBM, where I was working in tech sales, and I got an inside look at how a billion-dollar company was finding customers to sell to. And the way they did that was by emailing business owners pitching their products and services. And I realized that the solution was right there all along, staring me right in the face, like Mike Tyson staring at an opponent right in the eyes inside the ring. I figured, why not sell cold emails as a service? I could use cold emails to pitch business owners and land clients for myself, and then help those same business owners generate sales opportunities for their own businesses as well by using cold emails. Remember how I was saying that the reasons I failed previously was because I was starting businesses that required me to learn too many skills or sell something that people just didn't actually need? Well, this solved both problems I ran into because I only needed to learn one skill, which is generating sales opportunities using cold emails, and I was selling something that people actually needed. So I put this new idea to the test, and to my surprise, basically this happened. And that's when I knew I was onto something. And I started focusing on what I now refer to as a lead generation agency. And in the first 2 months, in the first 60-ish days of my new business, I took 28 sales calls, which were generated completely using cold emails. I closed 4 clients, and that was not that good because I kind of just sucked at sales, and I made $10,502 at an average sales price of $2,833. And I did all of this without spending thousands of dollars, without years of experience, or without learning 20 plus different skills. So now that this was working, I started to think, what can I do to make more money? I realized that I needed to work with clients, with business owners who had great client results and testimonials, who had a great product and service so that they could, sell it for a lot of money. And more importantly, they needed help signing more clients, meaning there was a clear problem where I could step in and help them out. So then I started working with my next client. Her name was Sam. Sam was selling a more expensive service, meaning I was able to charge more money, and Sam also needed more clients. She had a massive problem, and I was being paid to solve this for her. So as a breakdown, in my first month cold emailing with Sam, I generated her 18 sales calls using cold emails. I was charging her $300 for every call that I generated for her, and I made $5,400, $5,400 in a single month from just working with her alone. And this right here reinforced to me why getting the right clients is so important. And knowing this to be true, I continued to go on and knew if I found even just 5 more Sams, I'd be easily taking home $20,000 to $30,000 every single month. And let me remind you, that's without me needing to learn a bunch of complex skills like running ads, copywriting, finding winning products, and all of that stuff. So for the rest of 2023, I brought home over $300,000. I was able to travel to 5 different countries. I bought my first Rolex, and here's actually a picture of the Rolex after I bought it. I was trying to make fun of all the online gurus who flex their expensive watches. And most importantly, I had the financial confidence to never worry about money ever again. And today, I've taken this even further, and I started helping other regular, everyday people learn how to do this themselves. Start a lead generation agency and make money by sending emails. Just like Brian, who made $11,000 in his 3rd month with his lead generation agency. Or like Michael, who made $13,000 in his 2nd month after making $3,000 his 1st month. So now that you know what a lead generation agency actually is, you might be wondering, what is the specific step-by-step process of how to do this successfully? Well, after doing this myself and working with almost 100 people, I've boiled it down to 3 key steps. So here are the 3 key steps to help you go from a complete beginner to making $10,000 every single month with a lead generation agency in the next 90 days. So step 1, picking an industry. The best industry to be doing this is in the B2B market, meaning businesses that sell their products or services to another business. And the B2B market is huge. It's valued at over $22 trillion, which is 5 times bigger than the B2C market. So businesses that sell to consumers. There's also an estimated 3 million B2B businesses in the US alone. Meaning, if you were to expand this to Canada, UK, Australia, there would literally be millions more. And this presents good news and it presents bad news. Now, the good news is that there's a massive demand for lead generation since it's such a high value skill. Business owners are literally losing sleep at night, not knowing how to find new customers for their business. The bad news is all these opportunities are not created equally. And in order to put us in the best position to hit our income goals, we need to have a process that allows us to consistently find and filter solid lead generation opportunities. So how do we do this? Step 1, finding and filtering industries. So the problem is working with businesses that don't sell their products or services for a high price. So we do not want to be wasting our time with these businesses because if they are only selling their services for, let's say, $1,000, then they wouldn't make enough money to pay us thousands of dollars. So we want to make sure that they're charging a lot of money for their services. We want businesses that have a validated offer, meaning people want what they're selling. We want businesses that are selling for a high price, ideally 10K or over, so that they could in turn pay us thousands of dollars. And we want businesses that have a good service that gets good results so that we only need to focus on helping them solve the problem of generating them sales opportunities. I'm gonna give you an example of why working with the right industries is so important. If you are working with a client who sells their product or service for $1,000, even if you generated them 10 sales calls where you charge them $300 per call and they sign 3 clients from those 10 calls, they would be paying you $3,000 to make back $3,000 in revenue. So they'd actually be losing money if you factor in their own cost, the cost of payroll, and all of that stuff. But if you're working with a client who sells their services for, let's say, $10,000, if you generate them 10 sales calls, again for $300 a call, and they sign 3 clients from those 10 calls, they would be paying you $3,000 to make back $30,000 in revenue. And that's kind of a no-brainer. Anyone would invest $3,000 if it meant making back $30,000 because that's literally a 10x return on investment. And that's why it's so important to be working with the right industries. And just to give you an example, after Tyler was able to pick the right industries, he made $6,500 in his first 28 days with his own lead generation agency. So to recap, step 1, picking the right industry. What's step 2? Well, step 2 is sending emails to business owners. So a question a lot of people have is, how do I actually email random people pitching my services? Because what we're not doing is we're not sending a million emails spamming random people. I'm sure we've all received a scam email at one point or another and instantly deleted it or marked it as spam, because that's exactly what we are not doing. We want to make sure that the emails we are sending are extremely direct in terms of who we help, how we help, and the expected end results of our service. We also want to make sure that the emails are being sent to the business owners in the exact industry that we have picked, meaning the emails are targeted in a strategic way. And as a statistic, email is considered the most effective sales channel by 43% of salespeople to generate opportunities. And 77% of B2B buyers actually prefer communication via email more than any other channel. And on top of that, 59% of companies consider emails to be the most reliable channel for generating them sales opportunities. And done well, cold emails is extremely effective. Just like Chino, who was able to hit $12,000 a month in his 3rd month by learning how to send good cold emails, and he lives in the Philippines. So if you're in the States or you're in Canada or the UK, there's literally zero reason why you can't do this as well. So to recap, step 2, sending emails to business owners. So what's step 3? Step 3, enrolling, not selling. The most common question I get is, do I have to have sales experience? In fact, I would prefer that you don't, because experience can mean bad habits. Why? Because selling is about identifying a problem that someone else is having and positioning what you have as a solution. You're a problem solver. This means if you're using the old snake oil car salesman tactics, you're going to be doing more harm than good. And with a lead generation agency, business owners' largest problem is finding their next customer or client. And you have the solution to help them solve this problem. So it's more about understanding their goals and explaining how you can help them, not hard selling them or convincing them. And business owners will then view you more as a consultant rather than as a salesperson. And this is exactly how Kevin was able to make $9,500 in his first 30 days with his own lead generation agency, because he was viewed as a consultant as opposed to a high pressure salesperson. And the reason this is important is because once you get this down, finding clients for yourself is actually extremely easy. And Mark Cuban was once asked the key to success. He said, learn to sell, because in business, you're always selling to your prospects, to your investors, to your employees. So at this point, you know how my students and I were able to make thousands of dollars online with a lead generation agency. And you also know the key steps we took to get there. We talked about picking an industry, we talked about sending emails to business owners, and finally, we talked about enrolling and not selling. So now you might be wondering, how do I accelerate this entire process so that I can make $10,000 a month in the next 90 days? Where do I find the right companies and the right industries to work with? How do I effectively email business owners and create sales opportunities? How do I effectively enroll and sign clients ASAP? And finally, what are the specific actions to take and get this lead generation agency off the ground? And that brings me to the exact reason I made this video, because this is the best business opportunity in 2024, where you can make money online while also delivering a great impact. I mean, you're literally solving a business owner's largest problem, which is where and how to find the next customer. And because of that reason, I decided to launch what's called inboxlab.io, where in inboxlab.io, I help you pick the best industry to do cold emails for. I'll teach and write your cold emails for you that you'll be sending to business owners. And since I've been in business, I've taught almost 100 plus people how to do this. And what I've learned is there's a method to taking someone from zero to hero. And that's exactly what I want to do with you as well. And thirdly, I want to mentor you, teach you what I know, review your emails, do mock sales calls with you. And I'll personally guarantee that you sign your first paying clients. Now, important, this is not for everyone. This is not for people who are completely broke, people who want something for nothing, people who make excuses and complain, people who are stuck in information gathering mode and not prepared to take action and get results, or people who are not serious about making at least $10,000 every single month. This is for three types of people. The first is for those who want to make money online and don't know where to start. The second is for people who want to create a business that is profitable ASAP and doesn't want to take months or years to turn a profit. And third is for those who want to create an online business without needing to spend thousands of dollars on inventory costs or learning 20 plus different skills in order to succeed. And this is specifically for people who understand that making more money than 99% of people is not going to be a complete walk in the park, and for people who already have a source of income and are willing to invest in themselves. This is not free, and you need to have skin in the game. So if that sounds like you, here's what to do next. Click the link below to apply. Fill out the application with as much detail as possible, then book a call with my team or I. We're going to map out what your goals are, the specific steps to get there, and how you could build a business and make $10,000 a month in the next 90 days. Then if we feel like we can help you, we'll provide a customized roadmap of what this would look like for you. Again, important, we can't help everyone, and we can only fit in so many calls because we're only human. And we're only looking for people who we can help and who will crush it with their own lead generation agency. So if that's you, click apply below, fill out the application, and book a call. Because worst case, the call is free, and even if we can't help, I'll tell you exactly what I would do if I was in your situation to achieve your desired goal. And best case, we can 100% help and we'll invite you to work with us. We'll train you and work with you until you sign a client. Remember, that's guaranteed. In fact, the only risk that you have is taking everything you learned here and going off and trying to figure it all out on your own. Because if you do that, be aware that you most likely lose valuable months, maybe even years, trying to figure out everything on your own. Long term, it's probably going to be more expensive and you miss out on all the money you could have made if you started out the right way from the get-go. And finally, your chance of quitting just goes way up if you get stuck. Essentially, spending months, if not years, trialing all of this out just to not make any money and realizing that you wasted a bunch of time, especially when you have the opportunity for someone like myself to hold your hand and show you how to get to $10,000 a month in the next 90 days. As Tony Robbins says, and he's worth $600 million in net worth, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results that you want and copy what they do, and you'll achieve the same result. Just like all of these people who took that step and is now making thousands of dollars each month with their own lead generation agencies at home, on their own time, spending no more than 2 to 4 hours each day. So if you want similar results, go below right now and click to apply. Because if you ever wanted to be early on something big, this is it. And if you're not the one to get paid thousands of dollars to send emails for business owners, they're simply going to be paid to someone else who decided to take action instead. So you could either be the action taker and take action to get what's theirs, or you could be the watcher who watches as others succeed. The choice is yours. So click the link below and let's chat.